Hey everyone, I'm back at it again. I'm going to be doing another video in the 1,000 book series. Before we start, I'm going to be moving my hands a lot. If you notice this band-aid, I just almost split my thumb open earlier today. It's a long story. It's not a long story. I just don't want to tell it. Anyway, okay, so if you aren't aware, this is a challenge that I made based off a list on listchallenges.com. I'll leave a link in the description. In the last video, I ended with my score being a 78 out of 1,000, which is roughly 8%. In this video, we're going to talk about To Kill a Mockingbird, The Great Gatsby, The Fault in Our Stars, and 1984. There will be some spoilers ahead, just so you know. So let's go. To Kill a Mockingbird is the only one I'm talking about in this video that I have read prior to taking the quiz. I read this in 8th grade, as I'm sure some of you have. I'm not really usually a fan of classics, but this book is an exception. From the beginning, I couldn't help but love it because my English teacher, who's still one of my favorite teachers to this day, talked about it so highly and her enthusiasm was contagious. This book was good at helping me see that there has always been good anti-racist people out there who are fighting for the right thing to happen. Of course, the opposite has always been true, but at this time, it's been helpful for me to think more of the former to remind me that what we're fighting for isn't a lost cause. I give To Kill a Mockingbird a 9 out of 10. The next book is The Great Gatsby. I have to say, not really a fan. This book was incredibly boring, but part of it was the narrator of the book I was reading. I just didn't like their voice. But I can't help but think that the majority of it was the absolutely boring concept. The only part I really found meaning anything to me was in the end after Gatsby dies, and how everyone who once lit up his house with life and energy was just as quick to pretend he never existed and disappear. This was a good reminder that everyone dies and to face your own mortality, but I wouldn't really want to do that. So I give The Great Gatsby a 3 out of 10. The Fault in Our Stars. Now, this is a book that I've been putting off reading for a while. I love John Green, but I just refused to read it because I didn't want to be sad, and I knew it would make me sad. So yeah, I really like the way that John Green, as an author, portrays teenage relationships and friendships. This book was not an exception. While I will never understand what it is like to be destined to such a young death, this book was able to help me empathize with someone in that situation. I know we all die eventually, but it was nice to see that from a perspective of someone who has to come to terms with that at an early age. I give The Fault in Our Stars a 9 out of 10. 1 point off because I got sad. We don't mess with that. Okay, so the last book I'm talking about today is 1984. Before I review this, I just want y'all to know how hard it is for me to talk about this book being a Swiftie, because I keep wanting to say 1989, and the voice in my head, the reasonable one, knows that's not it. But the one that wants to speak doesn't. So if I mess that up, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the first book on this list, which I actually understand why it's a classic. As opposed to The Great Gatsby, which I hated, I think it is important to have literature and art that talks about questioning the government because the system is broken, but everyone's being told that it's okay and that that's just the normal. And then, if that's what's happening, nothing will ever be fixed until someone finally is able to stand up, or in the book, quietly band together to say that it's not okay. I think that's really important, especially right now. I give 1984 a 7 out of 10. This leaves me at a current score of 82 out of 1,000, or still roughly 8%. All right, bye guys. I hope you have a great day.